Hey Angeli, how are you?
Oh, hi Kayla. So sorry, I just had my headphones in. I was just catching up on the latest episode of Thrive Loud with Lou Diamond.
Oh, I'm totally hooked. I just binge listened to the last 3 episodes. The inspiration it has always gets me through my day.
I know. Between the entrepreneurs, CEOs, best-selling authors, thought leaders, amazing speakers, and famous people and personalities, there is just so much great content.
Right? Lou really taps into the heart and soul of the guests and totally decodes how they are able to thrive.
Yeah, which interview do you like most?
Oh gosh, that's impossible to choose.
I know, I'm trying to pick. How about favorite question? Your all-time favorite movie?
Gotta run, Angeli. Keep on listening.
Check you later, Kayla, and thrive loud. Today on Thrive Loud with Lou Diamond.
I had it. I knew it. I had vision. I had 100% clarity that this would be it. And Lou, all I had was $25,000 to make it happen. Okay. So that's the challenge. You have this, how do you make something grow to a medium-sized company with basically no budget?
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Thrive Loud with Lou Diamond, connecting you to the most inspiring and amazing people that are thriving each and every day. I'm your host, Lou Diamond, and today on Thrive Loud, we have the founder and CEO of Grande Cosmetics. With a single product and a vision that every woman should feel glamorous every day, she has expanded the product line to over 40 products that now provide women with dual functioning cosmetics with benefits. I'm putting quotes around that, which is what her brand is all about. From humble beginnings that started at the kitchen table and a shipping department that was in the garage to a complete beauty brand with corporate headquarters guaranteeing their customers only the finest products available. Thrive Loud listeners, providing women with products that empower them, helping them to enhance their own natural beauty, I bring you Alicia Grande. Alicia, how are you today?
Well, thank you. And thank you for that warm welcome, Lou. And definitely you put my passion right there in your intro. I'm feeling great and excited to be on your show.
We've had lots of interesting entrepreneurs on our program, and amazingly, I've seemed to have found a new niche of a lot of women who've come up with different products. We had a woman who created an insole that goes into women's high-heeled shoes. We've had other hair design people. I guess I'm just making people look great. But we know you look great, Alicia. So if you can share with the listeners a little bit about how this whole vision came to be and why this became the focus of what you're doing.
Absolutely. So, I've been in the cosmetic business for over 30 years. I started off in actually a flea market in Rockland County, New York, which is a suburb, a half an hour outside of New York City, where I was able to work with cosmetics and really help women feel more beautiful. And I knew that I really enjoyed this. So from there, I went on to college. And after I graduated, I worked in different skincare and vitamin industries. And then what I did was I had a radio show, believe it or not, that I'm on your podcast. And this radio show was really talking about, I'd speak to doctors and scientists who created products that actually enhance your own natural beauty from the inside with vitamins or from the outside with skincare and or cosmetics. So in my personal search to not only help myself, fight the aging process and other women and also men, I went to the Jacob Javits Center in New York, which I'm sure you're familiar with, right, Lou?
We are all too familiar with the very large open space for every conference you could come to in New York.
Exactly, right? So there I am, looking for new people to speak on my show and finding the latest and greatest techniques and products in skincare and walking down the aisles aimlessly and hearing, everyone saying, oh, I could get rid of wrinkles and it could do this, it could do that. I said, you know what, everything sounds like snake oil salesman. And I started to not believe anyone. And because I've tried so many skincare products that say they're going to instantly, your wrinkles would disappear. And that's definitely, I didn't find anything ever that would do that. So lo and behold, I met a doctor and a scientist who actually created a product that enhances your own natural lashes. And this was back in 2008, before even like the prescription one came out, or really any of the natural lash enhancement serums. Okay, some of them are natural, some of them are, a combination of natural and not natural. But anyway, so I used this product that they were selling, and I tried. I said, "Wow, okay, I can't believe, first of all, that I'm scared to use this product, because enhancing your own natural lashes to become longer and thicker was really actually scary back in 2008, because being in the cosmetics industry for so long, I never heard of anything like that." Well, lo and behold, I tried it on myself, okay? And I actually transformed my lashes from wimpy to wow in 3 months. And everyone was saying, my friends, "What did you do? Do you have fake lashes on?" My husband, we used to watch the episode, Lost.
Yep.
And he really doesn't notice that many things. And he turned to me and he looked at my eyelashes and said, "What did you do to your eyelashes?" And I said, "They're mine." So I knew at that moment I had to make this product mine. And I wanted to really get it in the hands of women all around the United States, because I do believe that everyone, deserves to be their best self, right? So I negotiated with them, the doctor and the scientist, to make this product under my last name, a special formula. Lo and behold, last name just happens to be Grande. So
well.
I was like, I have to make this product, Grande Lash. It just made complete sense. It was like, as Oprah would say, the aha moment. I had it. I knew it. I had vision. I had 100% clarity that this would be it. And Lou, all I had was $25,000 to make it happen. Okay. So that's the challenge. You have this, how do you make something grow to a medium-sized company with basically no budget?
I want to put a pin in that for a quick second, because this is interesting. So you've recognized the successful product that you want to bring to market.
Right.
You've worked on the behind the scenes to make this your own.
Right.
And now you're at that stage where you're saying, okay, now I have to mass market, produce, and create this product so that it can get in the hands of as many people. I'm going to just ask this question from beforehand. Was this something that you ever prepared in your life for, to say that this was something that eventually you do from previous experience in cosmetic, or this entrepreneurial avenue was your first venture into doing something like this?
Yeah, that's a good question. And actually, I actually did have experience, because I worked in an infomercial marketing company where and this was, we sold like different radio infomercials on news talk and Christian radio. We would actually plug in like 28-minute shows, and it would be on either like colon cleansing or green tea extract or, some miracle skincare product. And this was 15 years ago, when actually terrestrial radio was something that people listened to. So I worked for this company as the senior media buyer, and I also looked for products to place on the radio shows, and I would help create the relationship with the spokesperson and also the product to create a radio infomercial and then broadcast it all across the country, of the United States. And I really did have some experience and knowledge on how to make things work, right? I just never did it for myself.
Got it. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'll take the pin out of that pause button there.
Yeah.
Now share with us. Okay, you've come up with the idea. You've got the passion to do this. Now you got to get a business off the ground. Share with the listeners what this was like.
It was not easy. It was not easy. And so basically, I had to negotiate a small run. Thank God they allowed me to do that. And not everyone could get that done. But somehow they believed in me, this doctor and scientist, and they were able to work with me on smaller quantities. Because sometimes now that I'm making new products, they say, oh, you need to have at least 10,000 units. You got to buy the bottle. You got to buy 10,000. And if that would have been the situation, to be quite honest, I wouldn't have had the capital for it. But they worked with me. They saw my passion for this project. And in essence, they helped back me up, not financially, but with giving me the opportunity to make smaller runs. So with my $25,000, I was able to make, I started off with 500 units. Okay.
Mhm.
And then I would go to like a trade show, a smaller, and then I would just keep ordering. So they, as people would call it, bootstrap. So I would go to a trade show, like where I met them, a similar type of trade show. And I was able to sell out almost every trade show.
Mhm.
So every time I would sell out, and these trade shows were talking to estheticians and beauticians. So it was B2B.
Yep.
And they would use the product. Okay. And after they would get results, then they would want to buy in bulk. So they didn't really care, was I a big name or, what they cared about was, does this product actually deliver results? And guess what? It does. And, Lou, everything that I make sure that we do studies now, that, I don't make products just to do one-time sell. It's products that work, that deliver results. So I was able, because of how amazing Grande Lash, the success of the product, and that it actually enhanced lashes to be longer and thicker, and what the claim said it would be, it actually performed, right? So I was able to repeat business, and I had some bigger players on that trade show floor with me that I wanted to. It was scary because I had like these roll-up Vista print banners and my Vista print cards, and I mean, it was like really ad hoc. And then here's a competitor with like this big, beautiful booth and these fabulous ladies. And somehow I was still able to sell out.
So this is great, by the way, Alicia, and thank you for sharing this part of the story, because I think a lot of our listeners who start their own companies, a lot of the people who end up coming on Thrive Loud, they've kind of already made it, or they're already successful, and no one really understands the nooks and crannies of what it takes to go through. Your bootstrap example there of how you actually have to try and compete and go against much more established brands or people who have more money behind the initiative, and obviously showing that passion can help you succeed. Alicia, the question I actually have, which is a good timing question. Now, I am not the most fashion conscious person in the world, but I am not that blind to have missed the fact that in this window, it seems that eyelashes are everywhere. And I've noticed it on whether it's reality shows and housewives or actors and actresses on TV or wherever you see it. Do you think this has been a trend that had been moving and obviously growing, that the more luscious eyelashes, and it continues to be the case today? Does it not? Is it not?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you have all different things going on with eyelashes. So, hopefully you were born with a pair of eyelashes.
I was. They're still on me. Yes.
Okay. And really, as we age, they actually become shorter, because a lot of times you'll look at, some of the little kids and you're like, why can't I have eyelashes like that? So there's things from, just more aging. Okay. Then there's the environmental stress that also actually makes your lashes more brittle and recede. They're just not as healthy. So people definitely are obsessed with eyelashes. You have fake eyelashes. When you're talking about these housewives or movie stars, a lot of times you see them putting on individual lashes or false lashes. But now, there's a big movement for people to, it's like the no makeup look. People want to be their best selves. Their natural is really coming back. I mean, even in the cosmetics industry, people are looking for more natural type products. The glam is getting a little reduced to not being, so severe, right? So a lot of times when you see the false eyelashes, you could identify them. And to me, that's not really the look I'm going for. I'm actually 50 years old this year, and I really believe in maintaining your own natural beauty is such a big thing. And that's what I do. Everything that I make has to get into that checkbox that, is this enhancing your own natural beauty? Is this a beauty solution that works? But yes, there's so much more competition with eyelash serums, compared to 10 years ago. 10 years ago, there was maybe like 4 or 5 players in this industry. Now there's like 20 or 30. I mean, all the time they're popping up, especially you can see them on Amazon. And a lot of these are like, one and done. They'll just, they don't, they claim their products work and they really don't, So, buyer beware. If it seems like it's too good to be true, guess what?
Probably is.
Right.
So, Alicia, this is a good question. You talked about the fact that early on there were a lot of snake oil salesmen, for lack of a better word, out there.
Right.
And in a very competitive market, how do you maintain your authenticity? And what are the things that Grande Cosmetics does to really enhance and push forward that authentic spirit that you created the business with?
So number one, if I say something that it's going to do what it's supposed to do, first of all, it's not just me saying it or a couple of me and my friends testing it. No, I actually do, a clinical trial or a consumer perception study. I also have to do that as well because I work with Home Shopping Network. So they won't take anything unless you actually go through a study. And I also have some, prestige retailers that they want to see real data. But I do that really for myself, for the company, to maintain integrity. That's one thing that I do. And also, just making sure that the products really deliver and we give them a guarantee, a 90-day guarantee on all Grande Cosmetics products. Because you know what? Not everything is going to work for everyone all the time. I'm not going to say that there's nobody who ever gets in irritation or, or they're just not doing it right, right? Or maybe they have something going on in their body that they're just not getting results. But quite honestly, overall, Grande Lash has over around a 4 and almost a 4.5 star review on many of the companies that we work with, like Sephora and Ulta and those things. So it's really putting your money where your mouth is and really not just one and done with customers. That's not. I'm in for the long haul. I really am.
Alicia, so give us a scope of what Grande Cosmetics looks like today. I said in the opening, obviously you're now up to 40 products, and you're working out of your kitchen in your garage. Help the listeners understand a little bit about what Grande looks like today.
So now Grande Cosmetics has, we have 25 people in our main office in White Plains, New York. And then we have a warehouse in Valhalla, which is around 10 minutes from White Plains, where we ship our products. And so we have, my next product that I made was a brow serum that enhances your brows. So that's doing very well. It's based on the same science as Grande Lash, but for your brows. And we also did a study on that as well, of course. And, a lot of we have a mascara that's conditioning, and lip plumpers, hair serums, shampoos to enhance your own natural hair. So really, fighting the aging process with ingredients that have clinical data and studies. So when I really talk about the products, it's beauty solutions from the neck up. We're really looking at, your lips, your lashes, your brows, and your hair. I mean, these are all signs of youth when these are really, the best they can be, without, going to the doctor to actually have to alter yourself, which, listen, I'm not saying people shouldn't do that. I'm not saying I've never, been touched by the needle, okay? But, I'm not going to sit here and lie. But, there's extremes. Sometimes I'm like, when I hate to admit it, but I do watch the reality shows, and I cannot believe what I see and how people define beauty and think that it's okay to walk out of the house when your lips look like a blowfish. I don't understand how that's pretty. That's not what I'm selling,
And that's a great point, by the way. This is like you've given something that's a need for the glamorous everyday feel. And I think that's actually a really important point because like you said, I mean, some of these things just seem like too much, and keeping that moderation, and you found a niche for it. That's pretty great. And maybe most importantly, you went from doing stuff by yourself to now having a whole company of people. I'm going to ask two questions here. One is, how is the sense of pride you feel today for what you've accomplished from, I guess, a little over 10 years ago when you came up with this idea?
Mm-hmm. What is the sense of pride? Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I was at a Sweet 16, one of my friends, and like everyone's coming up to me and I feel like they think I'm like a celebrity. And, people who I went to school with, oh, you're so successful. I mean, my biggest pride moment is just really making women and people feel good about themselves. I cannot hear enough stories about, oh, my lashes are so amazing and people are noticing, my brows are back, my hair. That's the pride. You know what, Lou? People think because you make some money, it really makes you different or it changes you. It really hasn't changed me. I guess also because I grew up with basically nothing. My parents were divorced. I mean, I had to work since I was like 13. And I had to literally pay rent to my mother when I was 16 years old, and I, my pride is that I've accomplished this without a prestigious MBA. I went to, a regular school in New Jersey, Ramapo College. And then I was able to do it because it's something that I have so much passion about. And there was nothing, I never saw a wall stopping me. And I think a lot of people put up walls and they're afraid to connect. And I see that, and they make excuses or they procrastinate. Not one day, Lou, not one day did I ever do that. I don't understand that. I can't, it's just not in my DNA.
Yeah. Alicia, the second part of that question is one that I ask just about every guest that comes on the Thrive Loud show, and I'm interested to hear this. When you have an off day and you're just not thriving like you normally do as someone who's got this incredible entrepreneurial spirit in it and now added so many more products to the business and continue to grow with it. When you have an off day and are having trouble thriving, who or what practice do you seek to help yourself get back on the thriving track?
Well, I mean, every day or at least 5 to 6 days a week, I try to work out. I go to Orange Theory and I have my dogs, my golden retriever and my border collie. I really walk. I try to walk them. But what I do to try to get back on track really is, sometimes I'll get a massage.
Whatever works. I'm curious. Yeah.
Yeah. A good massage will work. I'm, just maybe meeting up with some friends, having a glass of wine, taking time for me to just decompress a little bit, that those are the things that I do. But yeah, not every day is a happy day. Definitely not. I have 2 boys, I have a husband, and there's always things. There's always things that happen in life that you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe every day. I just need to be so thankful that I'm alive, I'm healthy, especially now that I'm getting up there at age 50. I'm like, wow, I really need to be just happy and just embrace my life, and I'm really trying to do that.
Well, first of all, you're not really getting up there, like 50, what do they say? 50 is now the new 25 or something like that. Whatever it is, it's all good.
That's true, especially when you use Grande Cosmetics. I just had to plug that.
So let's do that right now. Let's use the plug section here. Share with all the listeners where people can find you. We'll put all the links in the show notes, but when it comes from Alicia Grande, they will actually get more responses and more action to go do it because that engagement is just there. So share with our listeners everywhere we can find you.
Okay, I will share. I got no problem doing that. So we're in Sephora, and you could find most of the products in Sephora and or Sephora.com. Ulta, we just got in. I'm so excited. That was this November we launched in Ulta, so that's super exciting. They have Grande Lash and Grande Brow in their Hot Now section. No, not Hot Now. I'm sorry. I can't even.
Somewhere
I forget. They all have different. Somewhere in Ulta, right? And on Macy's.com as well, and in some select Macy's stores. And you could also find the whole brand, of course, on GrandeCosmetics.com and also on Amazon.
And you're also on social media too. Give us the social media handles as well.
Sure, at Grande Cosmetics on Instagram and Facebook. And on YouTube as well.
This is a lot of fun here. Alicia, by the way, I always find this when I love stepping into curiosity and just learning about stuff that obviously I wouldn't be using each and every day. Although these things that are enhancing eyelashes and eyebrows, I'm thinking for the top of my head, there's got to be something here.
Let me tell you something, Lou. My husband used the brow and he used to show it at trade shows. And a lot of men are losing their, like the one half of their brow. And they don't realize that it kind of looks silly.
You're just going to double your market size. You just increase your entire customer base. See?
It's true. I think a lot of men don't think that they need to do that, but you could do it secretively, right? You could just keep that in your medicine cabinet. And if you have a longer lash and a fuller brow as a man, I mean, really, and how about the grande hair?
I'll just say this, but hold on. I'll just say this. I happen to have the bushiest eyebrows. I have no idea what my lashes are. I definitely, but if you ever need me for a picture, like to say this is what you're trying to get to, I'm game.
You're the after.
So Alicia, we'll do this really nicely here. I'm curious, what's your all-time favorite movie?
I enjoy The Devil Wears Prada with Glenn Close. Yes, she's just really like that high power executive woman. And I definitely don't act like her, but because she was a little mean to her employees, which I hope my employees
the infamous Miranda Priestley from Devil Wears Prada showing my movie shot here. What's your favorite part about that movie specifically? Is there one moment that sticks out for you?
I love the whole like fashionista moment where the Miranda Priestley, she is able to really, go on that rack and try on all those different clothes, and she just feels like extremely glamorous. So it's that kind of fun stuff. I mean, I was always into fashion and cosmetics and beauty. So I feel like that movie just, it has all of that in it.
I'm going to give a shout out to a podcast show that I listen to called The Rewatchables, which is Bill Simmons' show where they go through a movie and they pick it and they'll take a movie and run through the movie, almost like the most rewatchable movies, and they pick sometimes the best quote from each movie. And when they did The Devil Wears Prada, there's a line that Meryl Streep playing Miranda Priestley says.
Oh, yeah, Meryl Streep.
Which Meryl Streep says, which is amazing, which is, she's like, everyone wants to be like us. And I thought it was just such a funny piece because supposedly the original line was everyone wants to be like me. But she flipped it and made it more about the fact of, this brand, this image. And in this world of high-powered women like you, it's pretty cool.
It's changing. There's a lot of high-powered women now. So I'm sure you'll be getting a lot more women on your podcast for sure.
Alicia Grande, this has been a ton of fun. Thank you for sharing everything with us and continue to thrive loud each and every day.
Thank you. It was my pleasure, Lou. Thank you. All right.
And to all the Thrive Loud listeners out there, thank you for joining us. Until next time, keep thriving onward and upward. And remember, be brief, be bright.
No, it's just baffling to me. Why is it so impossible to put together a decent run-through? You people have had hours and hours to prepare. It's just so confusing to me.
You've been listening to Thrive Loud with Lou Diamond. You lucky person, you. As long as you're not a weirdo, make sure to subscribe on iTunes, Overcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. Please, I'm begging you. We're really cool. Also, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Come on, I know you all have those social media platforms and you use them on the daily. If not, find us on the web at thriveloud.com. It was nice thriving with you, and see you next time.